Ethan never expected his routine lab visit to turn into a nightmare. He walked into the sterile, glowing laboratory, the smell of antiseptic thick in the air. Dr. Leora, the lead scientist of the biogenetics project, was supposed to administer a harmless serum to another volunteer. But today, something went terribly wrong. He noticed her hands shaking slightly as she prepared the injection. "Are you okay?" Ethan asked, his voice betraying a hint of unease. I'm fine," Leora replied, forcing a tight smile. But the tremor in her hands was unmistakable. Before he could react, she jabbed the needle into his arm. A cold shock spread through him, and his vision blurred. What did you do?" Ethan gasped, but Leora froze. Her face drained of color. I think I injected you by mistake," she whispered, panic creeping into her voice. "This serum, it's not ready. It wasn't meant for humans." Ethan felt a sharp warmth rush through his body. His heart raced, and his muscles twitched as if reacting to some foreign command. He tried to stand, but the world seemed to tilt, every sound amplified. Leora's hands hovered over him, unsure whether to help or run. "You're changing," she muttered, stepping back. "The serum, it chose you." "Chose me?" Ethan laughed nervously, but the laugh sounded strange even to his own ears. Deep inside, he felt something awakening, a connection he didn't understand. Images, memories, and feelings that weren't his own flashed behind his eyes. It was as if his mind had been opened to something beyond human comprehension. Leora backed away, shaking. "You're the chosen subject," she said again. "The serum, it was designed to bond with a human host, to enhance intelligence, strength, and perception. But the process is dangerous. No one can know. If the company finds out you've been exposed, they'll stop at nothing." Ethan tried to focus, but his body was changing too fast. His senses sharpened, the faint hum of the lab machinery, the subtle vibrations in the walls, the tiny scent trails in the air. He could feel the serum syncing with his body, rewriting his biology, connecting him to something bigger. Leora glanced at the security cameras, eyes wide. "You can't stay here. They'll see you." Before Ethan could respond, a soft sound came from the corner of the lab. A small, metallic drone hovered, blinking. Ethan noticed it wasn't just scanning, they were monitoring him. He realized then how little control he really had. The serum wasn't just changing him, it was linking him to a network, a system he couldn't fully comprehend. "You have to leave," Leora whispered urgently, pulling him toward the exit. "I'll cover for you, but you must go now." Ethan's mind raced. Leaving meant stepping into a world he barely understood, a world where every human thought and action could be influenced by forces far beyond normal perception. Yet staying meant certain exposure and potentially death. He nodded, trusting Leora, even though fear gnawed at his chest. As they slipped out of the lab, Ethan felt the first true effect of the serum, a sudden clarity, a surge of strength and focus unlike anything he had ever experienced. He could see possibilities, outcomes, and patterns. Every decision he might make appeared like threads of light, converging toward paths he hadn't dared imagine before. Outside, the city felt different. He noticed every detail, the flicker of a distant drone's camera, the hidden pathways between buildings, the subtle shifts in human behavior. It was overwhelming, but exhilarating. Leora followed closely, whispering instructions, her voice urgent yet calm. "They'll search for you. The company, they have resources no human should ever have. But the serum, it makes you different. Faster, stronger, smarter, you have a chance." Ethan felt the truth in her words. The serum wasn't just changing him physically, it was expanding his mind, connecting him to a level of awareness beyond normal humanity. But with that power came fear. The chosen subject could be a weapon or a savior, depending on choices he hadn't yet learned to make. Over the next few hours, they navigated the city's underground, avoiding surveillance and hostile operatives. Every encounter tested Ethan's newfound abilities. He could sense danger before it arrived, anticipate movements, even manipulate small technological devices with thought alone. The serum had transformed him into something more than human. But with every advancement, the weight of secrecy pressed down. Leora spoke rarely, but when she did, her words were heavy with responsibility. No one can know, she repeated. If anyone discovers the serum's effect on a human, they'll treat you as a threat. You're the chosen subject, Ethan. That means, everything depends on you. Days passed, each one a test. Ethan's body adapted rapidly. His reflexes, strength, and intellect far surpassed normal limits. Yet the serum was unpredictable. Dreams, visions, and flashes of otherworldly knowledge haunted him. Sometimes he awoke to find small, unexplainable changes, his vision sharper, his hearing more acute, even his skin carrying a faint, unearthly glow. Leora taught him what she could, guiding him through exercises to control his abilities, but the truth was far larger than either of them realized. The serum was a bridge, a link to a higher intelligence, possibly alien in origin. And now, Ethan was its conduit. One night, as they hid in an abandoned warehouse, Ethan sat quietly, sensing the hum of the serum within him. "What happens now?" he asked, voice barely above a whisper. Leora looked at him, her eyes reflecting both awe and fear. "Now, you learn. You are the chosen subject. The serum chose you for a reason, Ethan. It will test you, push you, and if you survive, you might become the key to something humanity has never dreamed of. But remember, no one can ever know." Ethan nodded, understanding the gravity of his new existence. He was no longer just a man. He was a bridge between human limitation and unimaginable potential. Every step forward would be a battle of mind, body, and morality. And every choice carried consequences that could echo across the world. Outside, the city continued unaware. Drones scanned the streets. People walked, oblivious. But Ethan moved among them, aware, powerful, and hiding a secret that could change humanity forever. He was the chosen subject. And the world would never be the same.